We're going to review Naas on Sunday. Let's start with a winner as a breeder and as a jockey. Fun in the Mare's Beginner's Chase, and visually she was very, very impressive.
She was fantastic. Look, Simon and Isaac very kindly let me ride her. Just in fact that I bred her and sold her to them. And as I said to them, it's unusual for someone to get to win a bumper, a hurdle, and a chase on a horse, particularly one they've bred. So it was nice to get that hat trick up. I think I've only done it on one horse before, Perfect Gentleman, many years ago. But look, her pedigree is all chasing. It's the Listener, Dooney's Gate, York Hill. So when I showed her to Simon, I said she's not very big. She might not jump a fence. But when we schooled her, she showed that she's brave enough and strong enough and has enough scope to do it. So she jumped fantastic. She seems to maybe has the possibility to be a better chaser than a hurdler, because I think the chase is settler. And she's such a good jumper. There's more fences in a chase race, and I think there's more advantage to her.
Let's talk about another horse who's technically to be a better chaser than the hurdler, Atlantique. It was a deep novice chase he was in, and he, again, a very impressive winner.
He was. And look, he'd been nosed out of it twice in Naas before, once in a bumper with me, once in the Lauders last year with Paul. So we were always, we're disappointed with how his bumper and hurdle seasons had gone. He never really lived up to what we were seeing at home. I think the tongue snap is probably a big help to him. I think fences, again, are a big help to him. I think they probably more jumping is an advantage to him. And maybe coming back to 2 miles as well, maybe we were trying to stretch him out, and actually he got a really high cruising speed. And maybe over 2 miles, that's the way to ride him.
Let's talk about the Lawlers of Naas. You on Supasundae. How pleased were you with his return in second?
I thought he went a cracker. Look, they went a good gallop. But I was keen for the first nearly mile and a half, Ideally, you'd rather he settled better early on. But look, we all lined up, got forward to get a posse, and I got the posse I wanted. I ended up having to drop back a bit then behind Sam past in the stands, because was running too keen. I needed him to drop it if we were going to get home. At the back of the third last, then he's just taking a blow. I've had to sit on him and wait. And that's when Sam has chosen to attack. They had the advantage of a few runs. My fella, we needed to wing the last to have any chance of winning, and he's knocked it down. But he was just getting tired. That was his first run of not of the season, but of essentially the season. And I think, next time out with that run under his belt, you'd like to think he'd close the gap significantly.
What about Jasmin? You're worried about his jumping. There've been improvement, not. You said that he might get better with match practice. It's just a case you're going to have to keep going and going with him until it becomes more fluent.
Yeah, but look, I don't think his jumping was the reason he ran how he ran. I thought he jumped well early on, relatively. He made a bad mistake. Not a bad mistake, he was just very slow and awkward at the fifth last, I think it was. But I still think he ran below par, even regardless of his jumping. I think his jumping will improve. I think his jumping was better than it was in Avon. I think it'd be better again the next day. But I don't think he showed up on the day for whatever reason that is. So I wouldn't write him off just yet. But from what we're seeing at the moment, he's probably not going to be as good a hurdle horse as he was a bumper horse, because the jumps aren't speeding him up as such.